Hey guys, this is Suspicious Dish, and last time we did Zero Gravity. I'm back again with...
Sign Alpha 08.
And unfortunately we have 2 more missions of Zero Gravity to go. Just going through the list again and trying to remind us of some good levels before we get back into this shit.
Elebits. They can control the gravity around them. That's why everything's floating? I'd better capture this thing. But where is it?
We'll find out where the Sky Elebit is in a few videos. For now, we're going back outside, because I don't know why.
Ty must have some trouble reading if it took him that long to read Sky Elebit.
Well, it is written in the Lord of the Rings font. Come on.
Yeah. I imagine it must have been a pain for Ty's dad to write like that. He must have some serious issues if he always writes like that. With all those little flourishes.
Yeah, and if he teaches his kid to read that font too. Anyway, out here we have things. We have hard to see land because this game really thinks that bad lighting is plot relevant or something. It's the night! So let's make everything dark and impossible to see.
Those bushes must have terrible rooting. They're just floating out of the ground.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Who can blame us? Who can blame the game? Well, I can, but whatever. Again, this is pretty much... I said everything I think I can say I said last time. It's just a standard section with no motivation to sort of power up your gun at all. So, sorry I can't really say more.
Imagine this will be quite a pain since the Elebits might float outside your range.
Your range, I believe, if I remember correctly, is actually infinite. Oh well, we're more than halfway done with this level already. You saw the thing on the pause screen, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just to show you how blah these sections can get. It's 2 minutes in, half of that was cutscenes, and we're already done. Your gun's range is infinite. It stretches out all the way across space, which I can imagine we've said before would bother some of the neighbors.
Suddenly there's an asteroid traveling to the planet.
We've got a vacuum, because vacuum is a great power. Except not.
It also causes massive slowdown.
Right, and objects to break like crazy.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Alright, let's do that correctly this time.
You know, having the vacuum seems kind of counterintuitive there.
Yeah, I think it's just a trap for new people.
Oh, cool! New power! Oh god, everything's wrong!
The vacuum really only has a limited set of uses. And most of those start with the letter C and end with the words Allen's mission. Yeah.
Subtle hint.
I am the greatest at wordplay.
Skyboat. All I gotta say on that matter, Skyboat.
Yep. The new Elder Scrolls game.
The Elder Scrolls Sticks. Skyboat. I admit, I would like a skyboat.
I would too. Didn't some of the Final Fantasy games have those? I don't even know.
I think they did. I think a lot of them feature flying ships.
Yep. And there's that new thing in Return to Dreamland with the skyboat.
Yeah, but that's an interdimensional boat.
Right, right. So it's not just Sky Boat, it's Universe Boat.
I would also like a Universe Boat.
If you had to pick between a Universe Boat or a Sky Boat, which would you pick?
Universe Boat.
Why?
That way I can go to another universe and get a Sky Boat.
Oh, okay. So the advantage of a Universe Boat is that you can get a Sky Boat.
And you can go to another universe and find a clone of yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be cool.
Then you can
Also,
get him to play your own games for you.
Right. So you can see that homing laser flying off into space up there, hopefully, except the graphics quality is really low, so you probably couldn't. But that's sort of a problem with the zero-G gravity, and it sort of makes things a somewhat challenge, which is that things can float up into space at any point, and unless you can pinpoint the exact pixel, it's going to be hard to get to things like the homing laser. Thankfully, they hide enough of the homing lasers around where it doesn't really matter.
Well, at least that's nice of them.
Yes.
And as always, sprinklers are great for getting Elebits.
Right. Sprinklers are basically, I think you only need 2 of them to power up your gun. And the advantage is because they put things right around in a circle, you can collect the power bits easily, very, very easily.
You know, hearing the little Elebit screams when they get captured is kind of disturbing. Some of them sound happy, some of them sound fearful for their lives.
Not touching that vacuum laser, by the way. Just in case.
Yep, the homing laser.
Yep.
You get 1 Elebit.
Yep, this is...
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Powering up our useless gun, which doesn't have any use this section. I'm sorry, I'm being overly negative about the game. It's just, it drags on for 4 missions.
Also,
the
we
gimmick would have
powered
been
up
good if
the
it...
lathe.
Hmm?
We powered up the lathe.
The lathe, which is outdoors, not in the shed for some reason. Great. This gimmick would have been good if it was 1 mission, and you did it and it was over with, but no, they drag it out forever. I'm sorry, I'm being terrible.
It's a fun game. It's just like every game. It has its moments.
Yeah, this is the low point of the game, and we'll be done with it this video, so that's something to look forward to.
And cleared.
Yeah. And I know I just said all the negative things in the last mission, but this one is even worse. It takes place in a new area that
My
we haven't
house
seen.
energized.
So this takes place in a new area that we haven't quite seen yet. It's actually on the same map as the town that we saw a few videos ago with
a
City.
gyrocopter?
Yes. We won't see it this episode, but it'll come in the montages. Anyway, this section is a part of the town. I was working on a bonus video to try and modify the game files and see if I could open up both levels so that we could get both areas of the town map loaded into the game. But unfortunately, I hit some issues with that, so I don't think I'll be able to do it. I'll post sort of an image of the overall map in the thread. But yes, this section here is my neighborhood, which is part of the town. Back where we started, we were facing a road. That's on the other side of the fence in the outdoors that we've been seeing. So anyway, there's a bunch of houses and things like this on this street, but it doesn't really matter because the way this level is set up, they basically give you a homing laser and a bunch of Elebits, and then another homing laser and a bunch of Elebits, and then another homing laser and a bunch of Elebits.
Who's calling payphones? Maybe it's the Elebits.
Maybe. I also want to point out that starting in this level, the power, the appliances or sort of things that you can power on have a use. And this is going to be consistent throughout the game. Now, when you power on things, not only will you get power Elebits that power on your gun, you'll also get regular Elebits. So now you have an incentive to power on things, which is that you'll get more Elebits that aren't specifically for your useless gun. Yay.
Useless in these levels.
Yes, useless in these levels. This is the last one of these levels, so we'll be done with it now. But if you didn't think the zero gravity section is boring enough, this is as linear as it gets. The way to beat this level fast is to just grab a homing laser, collect all the Elebits in a section, and then move on ad nauseum, rinse, repeat. That is the way this level is set up, with just giant bunches of Elebits with a homing laser somewhat nearby.
Again, they could have made this fun, it's just they were lazy.
Yeah. That's practically it. And unfortunately, I'll say it now, this is the only chance we'll get to see my neighborhood as well, as in this terrible setting.
That is saddening.
Yes, it's really terrible because
also
I do
this
like
door.
Yeah.
It just does not like you.
Yeah, the game has a terrible. I'm getting too negative. The doors in this game are somewhat quirky because you can't. It doesn't.
Yep, there goes. There goes that entire playground. Sorry, kids.
I forgot I did that. Anyway, that door right there, you might remember at the beginning of the My Town video, we started out, behind us was a door and then there was a bridge of water. That door is that door on the other side. Yay.
Why does the playground have giant targets?
I think those were some of the parts, like the sort of the objects, the random playground parts would go if it wasn't in zero gravity.
Let's just hope no one confuses the giant targets for missile strike locations.
Yeah, that's really strange. It could have been anything. Why a bullseye?
It could have been a giant happy face, or like...
Yeah, seriously.
You know? Anything. Nope, giant target! But, sir, giant target. Oh, okay. Also boat.
Also boat. Yeah.
Also,
So, all in all, I really like this level. I wish it would have been seen outside of the zero gravity section, because there are actually lots of cool things around, like the gyroscope, and like the giant Elebits truck that's there in the middle of two houses for no reason.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that. Why is there a giant Elebits truck?
We've seen it before in the town, but why is it there of all places?
Why is it that big? Yep.
Yeah, wow, really? It's like this. That's like a house. The size of a house. I never noticed that before. Also, yes, that house is shaking. There are things under that house.
And so is the giant truck. It's very happy.
The shaking looks hilarious on random things.
It's nodding. At least the homing laser is useful.
Yes. The homing laser is useful, and I think they sort of thought they saw how fun it was and how rewarding it was, but they sort of ruined it by stuffing it everywhere in this level. It's sort of when your normal means of operation is homing laser more than not, it doesn't become a reward, it becomes the necessity.
To be fair, would you really want to go pixel hunting for Elebits?
No, of course not. That's why everybody loves the homing laser, of course.
Especially in an area like this where they can just float away.
Yeah.
Like that homing laser.
If only the game was built with a homing laser instead of a pixel hunt. I wonder how that game would play.
Up, there go the trees. And the lampposts. And that fire hydrant.
Yeah, for one reason or another, fire hydrants are their main source of Elebits that I just completely forgot about.
They really like water. Even though electricity and water don't mix that well.
Alright, we're done with that. Next time the boss, which means next time is some montages and some challenges.
I wonder what it could be. Could it be a Sky Elebit?
Have fun.